Good morning and welcome back to A Life Worth Living. I'm Frederick Groth, and I believe that God has a plan and purpose for everyone. And I have a message of hope and truth to show you a life worth living. This morning, as per usual, we're in the next chapter, Exodus chapter 38. And another great principle. This is a very important principle. Very important principle. Both physical and spiritual applications. The remainder of the building of the tabernacle furniture. And a very interesting point that comes out in this chapter. The Levites were separated to be the caretakers of the temple and tabernacle. And they roughly equaled the number of caretakers, roughly equaled the number of firstborn in Israel. Okay? However, there were several thousand extra firstborn than there were Levites. And so there was a redemption price put on the firstborn's head that went to service the tabernacle. The silver that was given, the price that was paid, was exactly the amount needed for the foundation of part of the court and the veil of the tabernacle. The principle here, without sounding too technical and biblical here this morning, is there is a certain part of our lives that has to be measurable. Success is measurable. The foundation of your life is measurable. The price of redemption, to redeem these firstborn that didn't equal the Levites, and there's a whole principle there that we're not going to get into this morning, but the redemption price was equal to the foundation. See, your success is measurable. For example, anyone that I know who has been successful in maintaining a diet lifestyle or losing weight and getting back to their where they need to be in their body, they measure everything. They measure their portions, they measure their calories. Somewhere along the line, it is completely measured out, and they succeed. I know people that are working out in the gym. They measure everything. They measure the weight they use today, they measure the amount of time, they measure their food. They measure. You need to get this principle. It's measurable. If you don't take copious notes about your life, if you don't measure your life, you will fail. You've got to keep notes. You've got to measure. You've got to keep details about your life. I'm not saying it needs to be, an exact science, but somewhere along the line, you need to have measurements, budgets, investments, the in and out. Money needs to be measured. Your lifestyle needs to be measured. It's very important that you lay a foundation that you can build on. If you don't measure it out, you will end up with either a foundation that's too big or walls that don't fit on the foundation. How do you want to succeed? Do you want walls that are too big for your foundation and it all comes crumbling down? Or do you want walls that don't fit on your foundation and it all comes crumbling down? Because I guarantee you, unless it fits on the foundation, it will all come crumbling down. So let's get this principle this morning of keeping measurements. Measure, measure, measure. Good businessmen, and I'm only becoming a good businessman, measure quarterly, sometimes even more. what is going on in their business. Your life is your business. Measure it. Measure it. You don't compare. We're not comparing one another to one another. You're measuring yourself. Where do I want to be? Where am I at? Measure yourself for success. God bless you. Have an amazing day. And really take notes today. And get up and go live a life worth living. God bless you.